Good morning. Crash, boom, bang. Those are the words that are coming to my mind right now, Ashu.
There's always some opportunity somewhere, right?
That's the optimist in Ashu speaking, yes. Arun Kejriwal has been waiting by very patiently as we go through a lot of these views that are coming through. Arun, your own sense, sharp dip, stocks are falling, but there's also a recovery that's being witnessed on the screens right now. How would you approach this market?
Well, I think a lot of the damage that was expected because retail investors just refused to sell off, and if you notice, it has been a rally which has been led by the small and the mid cap. And today also, if you see the stocks which have fallen, other than the reality pack and the stocks involved with the housing scam, it has been primarily these stocks. It is a leveraged play sell-off, if I could say the word, and this entire fall has started from Diwali day. We were at 21,100 plus on that day, and we have breached, if I could say momentarily, the 19,000 mark. All this in a period of probably 15, 17 days. I think it's not that the markets have bottomed out. There would be some sort of a recovery happening, but we have some more pain to be seen next week.
We are dealing with what's been a rather volatile morning of trade extending now into the afternoon. There's a bit of a recovery. That's the best part that one can actually spot on the screen right now. But it's again taken a bit of a U-turn. So you're down about 1% one more time on this market, 57.47 on the screens right now. Shankar Sharma joining in with some perspective as well. Shankar, thanks so much. Okay, I think we don't have him on the line just yet. We will connect with him in a bit. But as promised, some ideas right now to buy with Arun Kejriwal. Arun, if you want to just forget the volatility, forget the next 6 months to 9 months of this market, and you just want to cherry pick for the next sort of this kind of time period, how do you start going about it, and which areas of the market will you look at?
Well, I think it's not a time to look at sectors, but to look at company specifics. I have been working on a particular stock, and I have found one company which has been a complete turnaround. The company is Ruchira Papers. It had gone public about 2.5 years ago for expansion of its writing and printing plant. This company has been in existence for about since 1983, where it set up a craft manufacturing plant. It has been expanding its capacity and raised money at an IPO price of 23 rupees in 2007. The company was making losses till last year, and it has now turned around and reported a profit of at the EBITDA level of about 13 crores for the first half of this year. As we go forward, a couple of changes have happened in the industry. A recovery plant where the caustic soda is recovered has been made mandatory by the Supreme Court of the nation, and they have been able to set up their plant, which generates for them not only the recovery of caustic soda, it generates power which is used for the company, and they are now able to not only make profits, but I believe by the time the year ends, they should be having an EPS of about 8 rupees as per the guidance which the company had given in Bombay some time ago. And going forward with the better monsoon that we've had and the fact that the Rabi crop will be good, the raw material cost would come down, and they should be able to do at a minimum level 12 rupees EPS.
Okay, so Arun, that's one idea. We want to take some more with you as well, and we're just going to come back to that. So that's one stock that Arun's picked out for us, which he's at least willing to bet on. Arun, so we got one idea from you. I want to take up banks as a pack now, because that's where the sharpest rise was, and that's where the biggest fear is right now, because you don't know which way things are going. And if this so-called FII selling starts, then banks could probably crumble or take it on the chin. So how do you go about your bank positions, whatever you have, whatever you should be buying?
Well, let's understand, if we are talking of an India Inc. story, a growth story, GDP of 8% plus, anything between 8 and 9, that numbers keep on coming out from various quarters within the government, outside the government. If the banking pack does not perform, there is no way you can talk of a GDP growth of 8% plus. Let's understand, the biggest finance for India Inc. comes from this particular pack. Yes, there have been some concerns about the NPAs which have gone up in the first half of this year. I think there is an aberration, and there was certain amount of tightening of the belt which has been done thereafter. in the second half of the year, you should see the NPAs coming under control. But this pack, yes, they went up very fast and they have come down equally fast. But it offers plenty of value. And if you look at the PSU pack, many of them would be available to you between 6 and 7 multiples, which is fairly attractive compared to a Indian private bank, which is, say, an Axis Bank, a Kotak Bank, or a foreign bank in India, an ICICI Bank.
All right, Arun, thanks so much for joining us with those ideas and thoughts on this very volatile Friday. Arun Kejriwal there with some thoughts on what to buy. Quick check on the markets before we take a break. We're still down about 0.8%, 51 lower. Bit of a recovery, but nowhere around that even Steven line where we get back into green territory. That's how it's looking like. Let's do a quick check on some of those real estate stocks as well that have been falling. Some of them are really actually still down by quite a margin. HDIL, Unitech, DLF, pressure still being felt on some of those counters as we speak. Let's take a break. Back with more on the other side.